Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Any Percent, the only podcast that doesn't involve you getting gaslit by your older brother. My name is Evan Sampson. I am your host, and I am joined, as always, by my two lovely co-hosts, Cody Mosley.
Hey, guys.
Casper Karen.
Hey.
And check it out, we got Aiden on this episode.
Hello, I'm back. They let me back for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but Cody said you had to come back. Cody's the one he's in your corner. Fellas, we're playing Prey. 2017 one though, not the 2003 one.
Yep.
But you know, I'm gonna do the whole theatrical thing where I'm like, hey, what have you been playing? Gotta check in with my boys. Let's see. Who never goes first? I feel like Casper never goes first. Casper, you're first. What you been playing, man?
What have I been playing? I just beat A Way Out with my sister. It's that co-op prison game.
Very cool.
I always heard mixed stuff about it, so I wasn't really sure what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty solid.
Have you checked out the
new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Forgot what's it called?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
I heard it's really good, like way better.
I added it to my wish list after I played this one because I actually liked it a lot. A Way Out. Have you guys played it?
No, my brother just played it though. Actually, without
I've watched people play it pretty much all the way through.
Okay,
it's not very long, right? So
this game also has a spoiler, and you know what? Want me to spoil it?
Are they actually not brothers?
Well, no, they're not. It doesn't even start with
They're
that.
not. You're thinking of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which is by the same guy.
Oh, is it? I like that game. I didn't know that.
That's the only one he's made, or like in this kind of like his whole. This guy's obviously got like a thing for co-op. And Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, you can play by yourself
because you do.
I didn't know that was
on one stick, right? One
brother per stick.
Yeah, I like that was an option. I didn't even know that was co-op. I played that one myself. Okay, so Way Out, it's just a prison game. Two people want to get out, and they want to kill Harvey because they both got screwed over by them. One, he killed his brother, and the other one, he just betrayed him because they were doing like a deal where they were going to sell a jewel, but then Harvey backstabbed him.
Okay.
Yeah, can't have those kids smoking jewels.
So
that's the right move.
Pretty much you're trying to get out of the prison, and as you're getting out of the prison, there's just like a bunch of knickknacks that you can mess with. Like me and my sister are just like playing with games. Like halfway through a prison break, you could just like stop and play on something.
Play like checkers or jumping jacks.
Yeah. The beginning of the game was actually kind of slow, and it did this weird thing where like you would get farther in the prison escape, and then like, oh, we need to make a robot of clothes, and you have like a flash forward to you guys getting laundry or something for the laundry room, and then then it like flashes forward again to you guys going farther until you're out of the prison.
Yeah.
And then you're out. There's like an old couple, and you can choose to. There's a lot of choice in the game. You can either choose to subdue them or distract them. So it's a farmhouse. You can let the horses out, and they chase after them.
You can't just wait to subdue. You just beat the shit out of an old person, out of a senior citizen.
We didn't pick that one, so I don't know if you just like knock them out or tie them up or something.
Yeah.
You want a piece of hard candy, Grandma? Bah!
Yeah, I did. I was kind of curious of what happened, but as they're out, you gotta rush, pick up the clothes. But instead of rushing and picking up the clothes, I pick up a banjo and start playing. My sister's playing on the piano. We're watching TV. It just gives you a bunch of stuff.
Fucking cops bust in, just two dudes, just like, oh man, sorry, dude, the Bruins are on.
But you find out that Vincent, the one whose brother died to Harvey, he is actually an undercover cop.
So one of the ones you've been playing as, right? Like these two dudes. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, that's a pretty good twist.
Vincent, but his brother did actually die to Harvey, so he did have a vendetta against him.
Yeah.
But
I would have turned to my sister. You an undercover cop too?
Well, I was playing.
Trust you.
I was playing Vincent.
Oh, you're the undercover cop.
I was the undercover cop. And I actually forgot what the name of the other guy was. But anyway, he was, he was just a prisoner. But then at the end of the game, the boss fight is each other.
Yep, I do.
You
Oh,
just
that's
have-
sick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
just-
that. That is really cool.
So it's just like a bunch of like, pretty much you guys just hunting each other down, and
Yeah.
then at the end, where both of you are just beating each other because the gun got pushed away. At the end, you're both just crawling to the gun, and I learned that whoever dealt more damage, or whoever took more damage, you have to tap X harder than the other person. But
Right.
we both ended up just doing the same amount, so we're both tapping X like just as much as we can. I lost. My sister beat me. So her guy actually kills my guy.
Okay.
Kills Vincent.
Shoots him. Nice.
She shoots him. So there's two endings. There's no way to save them both. I looked it up. So one person
I was
dies.
gonna ask that. Yeah.
It's kind
That's
of
cool, though.
sad, but it was a cool story. I would definitely recommend it. Like, give it a try if you got a buddy to play with.
Do you think the emotional weight of having to kill the other person would be lessened if there was a way that you didn't have to?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a
probably
necessary evil.
yeah. It's probably good that
the
they
story.
did that, but
Mhm.
it was hard. Like I didn't want to do it, but
So
it was good.
I wonder if
Well-
if Riley would like that game or games like that, like It Takes Two.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know about Take Two, but for people who aren't very into games, it doesn't have like a ton of
Yeah.
hard gameplay stuff. It's just like tap X a lot. You know?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
more of
I
like the
think-
story, like getting you to the.
I've
Yeah.
watched some of It Takes Two, and it seems like it's a lot more platformy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've heard
It's
too.
not so much of a good,
Mhm.
like non-gamer girlfriend kind of game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Nice. Cody, what's up with you?
So I'm just chipping away at my Ratchet and Clank playthrough. I try to do like a mission a day. I think I'm gonna put it down for a little while and maybe pick it back up like immediately before the new one comes out, to kind of get me in the mindset, you know. But I started Returnal, and dude, it's the new hotness.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I feel like I was telling these guys before we started, I feel like all I play now is like roguelikes. Like that's like the only thing that really like sticks, you know what I mean? And this game it does a lot of really cool stuff. There are some things that I'm not like a huge fan of. I think like for starters, like there's like 20 different like currencies, and I guess I haven't really played it long enough to
Nah,
figure
there's
out
only 3. What are you talking about? Or
like
as
what
far
does
as I am,
what,
there's
I
only
guess.
3.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying
Yeah.
to see like I'm just trying to I don't know, as I'm going
Mhm.
through, I'm just picking up everything that glows. I don't know what the hell I'm doing yet, but
Yeah.
Are there different currencies like for different types of power ups?
It's mainly, so not to cut Cody off.
yeah, go for it.
But I also have been playing this, and it's there's like a coin that like goes away. It's called obolites. It's like your coins that you like in Hades.
I'm gonna
you'll
write
lose
this
them
down.
between runs. And then you've got like a permanent one called
Okay.
ether, which you
Ether
use
is
to
permanent.
unlock
I got you.
new
Okay.
stuff for your runs, like
Yeah.
vis-a-vis like Binding of Isaac or something.
Oh,
like that,
talk
like
about
something-
Hades. Talk about Hades, dude.
Yeah. And then you just got keys, and there's a couple different. I've found
Yeah.
a second type of key so far in my play, but it's just keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of glowing stuff to pick up. Like there's like health pickups, guns,
Different
and
passive.
it's all kind
different-
of hard to read. Like
Right.
color is your best indicator for that stuff.
Yeah.
um,
I think like red is new weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
And then yellow are the obolite coin things.
yeah, I think so. The reason why I'm liking it a lot is because ever since Astro came out, like maybe in Miles
Nothing to
Morales a
fucking
little
play
bit.
on the PS5.
No, but like I'm just trying to think of like another. It's been very the DualSense controller, right? I feel like
Mhm.
games haven't really taken advantage of it. Like ever since Astro
No,
was
it's
like the
true.
peak, right? But this game, dude, like you're feeling the raindrops. You're feeling like the adaptive
Oh.
triggers. There's like every weapon has 2 different firing modes. Like a light and a heavy, I guess. So like the adaptive triggers, you press it down, it does your light. You press it down all the way, it does your heavy. So I think that stuff's pretty cool. And then
The GameCube did it first.
Yeah.
nice.
True.
Yep. But I think it's got like kind of a weird vibe. It's like sort of alien like these different very alien. Yeah.
very alien, like Ridley Scott's
Yes, yeah,
Alien.
yeah.
Like
Oh, does it have like that HR Giger tube type look?
Yeah.
oh,
Yep,
to
yep.
the fucking max.
Yep.
It
Oh, I
leans
like
more
that.
into like organic looking shapes in
Yeah.
the way
Okay.
that like Geiger's work or Giger, however you say his
I
last
don't
name.
know.
I like Geiger.
I know I don't say it right. I know I say Geiger, and I looked it up the other day, and I don't remember what it actually is, but I know I say it wrong. So sorry, listeners. Send a correction in the comments. So in Alien, it's like leans into like the like phallic stuff he
Mhm.
does, and it's like
Yeah,
very
everything's-
mechanical looking. This
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
definitely like half that, half like vines and tentacles.
Yeah,
and
like a lot of
octopus and
tentacle
shit.
monsters.
There's so
shooting.
much tentacles in this game. So
Yeah.
many tentacles.
And then it kind of evolves into like a third person like bullet hell game.
oh, definitely, yeah.
Which is just
Huh.
I'm trying to think of like a roguelike that's been third person. I can't think of any at the top of my head. Usually they're just top down. Right?
Risk of Rain.
Okay,
Yeah,
Risk of
it's-
Rain.
it's-
Okay, yeah, I
It's
gotcha.
quite like Risk of Rain.
yeah. It's actually almost like a lot. It's a lot like Risk of Rain. Now that I think
yeah,
of
but
it.
they're both good.
Um,
So that's good.
this one, it's got like more of a weirder aspect, kind of like it reminded me of Control, just because we played it recently. Just like really trippy, like visuals, like flashing different stuff in front of you.
Epilepsy warning.
Yeah, like so,
Yeah.
Evan, whenever you teleport and you kind of just like turn into like a blue
Right.
mist, I just think it's visually it's really cool, and I think it's even more cool because it came from Housemarque, and they've they're like twin stick shooters. You know what I mean? They're
Mhm.
not. So this is like a huge step up from playing like Zombie Nation or like Stardust.
Did they
you know
make
what I mean?
Zombie Nation?
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's like
Oh, I know they made Resogun, which is like,
yeah, Resogun, and
I haven't played, but people like say is very good.
it's just if you're looking at like usually developers they have like a line like you can follow. Okay, this makes sense. It's building on each other. This is just like it seems like it came out of a totally different studio.
Mhm.
So I'm liking Returnal a lot.
Is this their first game that's like full price as far as like
I think
standard
so.
AAA
It's-
price?
A lot of people, $70, right? Because that's the new PS5 games going forward are going to be $70.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Forgot about
it's
that.
I don't know if it's worth that right now, but that's only because I've done like 3 runs. But I think that price is going to turn a lot of people off. Aiden just
I
made a
think
face,
so,
so
Yeah.
that lets you.
too.
know.
I haven't gotten the PS5 yet, so I'd kind
Yeah,
of forgot.
they're all going to be $70 going forward. So,
So this is PS5 only.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a second
This
party
is not a
game.
cross.
Um,
Not a cross-gen release though.
Yeah, might come to PC. PlayStation's been doing that lately, but right now it's on PS5.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Returnal. Anything else, Cody?
No, just Ratchet and Clank Returnal. Yeah.
Nice. Aiden, you've been
Been
gaming
playing
on Mang.
a lot of Apex Legends.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
You're
Believe it or
back
not.
on it, Aiden.
Yeah, because I mean I was on it 2 years ago when it came out. It was February 2019. And I kind of I had 2 friends who were like really into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was kind of just whenever I had some free time, like
Tag
I was super
along.
busy when it was coming out. So
That's me with like,
Like,
all multiplayer
whenever.
games.
um,
I'm the one friend who's like, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and I was never really good at it. Was never a huge fan back then, but recently it's kind of been like I'm addicted to FPSs
Mhm.
and fuck Overwatch, fuck Valorant. But Call of Duty, I guess, was the best option, and now we're kind of like okay, Call of Duty. The friends are, the buddies are kind of, not really wanting to play COD anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Myself included, because fuck COD too. So we're like, hey, why don't we go back to Apex Legends? Like we heard it was doing all right.
Yeah. It's been chugging
it's-
along, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a nice update coming out tomorrow as of recording.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Big
s-
changes, new character.
Casper,
Nice.
Casper, and Christian played a lot of it when it first came out.
Yeah.
hmm
I don't know why we stopped. I guess you kind of just hit like a peak where you just lose just all the time.
Yeah,
just
stop being
stop.
good at it.
Yeah, like if you take like a 2-week break, but everyone else is still playing, like you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
you're just getting destroyed. So,
Video games, dude, they're
Yeah.
chores.
they are chores.
Yeah. I don't know, but
Um,
they're doing some stuff to make early game nicer. So you're
Yeah.
like dropping with a shield and a helmet and a knockdown shield and some healing
Oh.
stuff right away
Oh,
now,
fascinating.
starting with the
Interesting.
update tomorrow.
That's interesting.
So it's not like, you land and you're scrambling around and you can't find a gun because you're finding 17 white knockdown shields.
That is
Yeah.
actually really interesting because that's kind of like the turn off for me with battle royales lately. Is just like
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I can drop and just die.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
be
Like,
hard
at least
reset, you know?
with
It's like
non-Warzone COD,
Yeah.
like you can make your loadout and then you can get in and
Right.
if I died, I'm right in the action.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
That's cool.
I wonder how they do the like when developers make a battle royale and they have to do those randomized loot drops. Like they're obviously not true random, right? Because then you would
Mhm.
have like huge rooms
Yeah,
that are just one thing, which is not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by that, like kind of
Balance
like
it somehow. yeah.
curated
Mhm.
randomness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apex Legends is a cool game. I just read the other day that Titanfall 2 has its most concurrent players ever on Steam because of some kind of tie-in thing going on with Apex Legends.
Yeah, so the
That's
new
cool.
character in the campaign mode of Titanfall 2, your character basically, it's almost like boss rush mode. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really that, but there are a bunch of bosses that are like, I don't know, almost warlord, like cartel army guys,
Yeah,
for lack of a better explanation. And one of the ones you fight in Titanfall 2 has a daughter who is the new character joining Apex Legends.
I guess.
And they also
Oh.
did a free weekend
Okay,
last
free weekend. That
weekend.
makes sense. So I was like trying to
for
piece it together.
Titanfall.
Like, why would like to me? It's like, okay, what is the cause of the spike? Is it just because Titanfall 2 hype is like?
yeah, that also helped. Everybody who was
Okay.
playing Apex was like, wow, I never played Titanfall 2.
Okay.
Nobody
I
fucking
wanna
played
get the
Titanfall
lore.
2.
Nah, dude.
Yeah.
I
I
was
played Titanfall too. It was cool.
It was awesome. I love the first
Yeah.
Titanfall. I played the fuck out of the first Titanfall when I was like in high school, and then in college I got Titanfall 2. Nobody got it.
Dude,
who
they
wanted to play
they
with
sent
me.
it out to die, bro. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember, right? They put out
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, they put out Titanfall 2, and then the next week was COD right after that. It's like, why would you guys sandwich Titanfall 2? But they're competing with
Yeah.
EA EA put out
EA
both.
owns all of those things,
But
right?
besides, Activision owns
All
Call of
right,
Duty. But
Activision
yeah,
owns. Yeah.
it's
yeah.
like you guys sent Titanfall. If you had $120 and you can only buy 2 of these games, Titanfall 2 for most people it's gonna be like the third one that's not getting bought. You know what I mean?
definitely.
Why would you guys do that? Why not just?
Good thing I don't like
hold
the
it?
Battlefield games. Hot take alert. Yeah, very dumb. A similar thing happened with not to continue to ramble for too long, but there was this game called Battleborn by Gearbox that I
Oh,
thought was
yeah.
pretty tight.
Oh,
Came
yeah.
out the same weekend as Overwatch.
Yes.
And Overwatch
Oh.
pushed their release date up to come out on the same day.
Yeah, they're like, you know
Like-
what? We're gonna eat your.
They're like, we can
fucking
release a slightly
lunch."
broken game. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That game
hilarious.
I thought was super fun. It's like a first-person shooter MOBA thing, like Monday Night Combat kind
Yeah,
of.
it was all right.
character with
Yeah.
characters. I thought it was fun, and then it just went
one
free to
played
play, and then went away forever. I'm pretty sure you can't play it at all anymore.
Yeah, it's, as far as I
Gone.
know, it's completely
server's
shut
dead.
down.
Rip.
And 15 people are really sad about it.
Yeah. Quick note on that. There's this YouTube channel I want to shout out. It's called Death of a Game.
Are we getting paid? Wait, are we getting paid for
No,
this?
We're not. But
Oh
so,
my
so
God,
they
don't
did
do
an
it.
episode on the story of Battleborn, like how it died, like all the clues that led up
Oh,
to
that's
its death.
cool.
It's pretty cool.
I'll
so,
definitely check that out then.
Yeah.
Aiden, are you playing anything else other than Apex Legends?
Pokemon Black.
Oh, nice.
Wild card answer.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
wild. I was not expecting
Yeah,
that at
it
all.
kinda-
On a DS?
Oh, yeah, I've got it. I've got it right
Oh,
here.
nice.
I
shit.
got my DSi, yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, because it lined up really nicely with, because the 10-year anniversary was recently. It was like a week and a half
Mhm.
ago. And also I was moving and my internet situation was kind of weird. So I was like,
Damn,
I'm moving the
dude.
box that's got my GameCube, my DS's, my Wii, like all that, the gamer box. So I know where it is. Like, you know,
Smells
I
like
just dug all
Doritos.
that up.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well grab it and start playing. So
Nice.
cool, dude.
And they're not remaking that. They're remaking Diamond and Pearl, right?
Diamond
Yeah.
Pearl,
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So black and white will be next, inevitably,
Yeah.
which is weird to think about.
Yeah. When they
Dude,
start
'cause we've
remaking
already-
games from like your actual like where you were
Mhm.
like old enough to kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Pokemon
Yeah.
Emerald.
Yeah.
Right.
And now that's remade, and that was remade like 5 years ago now
Yeah.
at this point, or whenever it was. And now they're remaking the one after
Dude,
that.
we're getting
We're
old, man.
gentlemen. We're getting old.
And
See
we're not
the gray
super
hairs
far
on
from
Cody's
getting
head.
Yeah.
remakes of the freaking 3DS versions.
No fucking way. That'll be
Because
a while,
black
right?
and white were the last to come out on the DS, the
Yeah.
regular DS.
Was Black 2 and White 2 on DS, or were those on?
Yeah, they
Oh, okay.
Black 2 and White 2 came out on the DS while the 3DS existed.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Because I vividly remember having a 3DS and playing Black 2 on it.
Right.
I think the last Pokemon game I played was Y, and I really liked it. So I wouldn't mind playing that again. Get the Mega Evolution, you know, Lucario goes sexy mode, you know. Yeah, those are some good Pokemon games. Anyway, what have I been playing? So we talked about Returnal already a little bit. I have been playing Nier Replicant version 1.2 something. I've never played the original Nier, the American one, which is released in Japan as Nier Gestalt, this version is the version from Japan, which is Nier Replicant. So Japan had both versions. We just got one version here. The only difference between the two games is in Replicant, you are a Twinkie brother to this girl, and in Nier Gestalt, you are a gruff dad to a little girl. And the character's the same. It's just, and your relationships with like everybody else in the game seem to be the same. It's just the relationship between the girl and the main character, and like what he looks like.
What the?
Yeah. It's pretty cool so far, though. I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty fucking 2009, I think is when it came out ish. Very like it's got that energy. Just a lot of, it's like a lot of just walking around. You got to do a lot of walking around to beat this game.
Dang.
Just going from place to place. They're
Yeah,
like, all right, now we got to get to this other part of the place, and we got to walk there. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just take me there. And there's no fast travel, or at least if there is, I haven't unlocked it yet. I just beat the first half. And Casper, just like Nier Automata, I'm going to have to beat this like 6 fucking times to see all the endings. Huh? With no fast travel. Yeah. We'll see if I'm able to do it.
Yeah, I'll wait until you beat it all to tell me whether I should get it or not.
Yeah, I mean but like so far it's really fun. The voice acting is like good. It's fully voice acted for the first time, and they cleaned up a lot of the combat to make it faster. I like I said, haven't played the original, but I've heard the combat was pretty clunky in the original, and so this is more in line with like Nier Automata. So
Right.
yeah, it's been pretty good. I'll have more thoughts on that, I guess. Probably by the next episode, I'll hopefully just be done with it forever. We'll see. Returnal's cool. The only thing I don't love about Returnal is and I kind of started to hint at this when Cody was talking, is it's really hard to read the tentacles.
Yeah.
I know that's a cryptic thing to say, but all the monsters look like tentacle masses with like energy coming off of them.
Yep.
And they are very hard to like, their moves aren't telegraphed super well, or at least if they are, like,
That's true.
if you imagine like if a guy were to like pull back a giant bow, you're like, I'm gonna get fucking hit. Like that's like an instant thing. But when this tentacle thing starts spinning its upper right quadrant of tentacles, like at 90 BPM exactly, like that doesn't like translate immediately to I'm about to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been like a huge problem for me.
Okay.
Have you encountered the enemy, Cody, that can teleport and punch you?
Yes.
Fuck that one. That one is so goddamn annoying.
Yeah. I'll just be like
He
shooting
punches
him.
the
and he's
shit
like,
out of me.
punch me in
Yeah.
the face. Yeah.
Is this game, is it like Hades where it's like a release type setup and then it's fully released, or
No, it's out. This
Oh,
is the
okay.
full
yeah,
game.
this is the game. Yeah.
$70
I
beta
paid
test.
I paid $70. Better not be in fucking early access.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
it's
modern
early access
gaming.
for sure. No, it's feature complete in that. If that answers your question. Kev,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what they'll. I'm sure they will add a patch really shortly to address not being able to save your run halfway through.
Yeah, people are pissed
Because
about that.
people are beyond pissed. Saw a
Yeah.
tweet this morning from somebody about like their PS4 or PS5 went into rest mode,
Yeah,
and the game installed an update for itself while it was in rest mode and closed itself.
yeah.
Mm.
So he just like lost all of his progress. This guy. Anyway, it's that's a shit show a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's a good game. I do the one thing I will say that I like, since I just talked shit, is the I think the story's kind of cool, how it's very like piecemeal, and it plays well
Yeah.
with the like roguelike nature of it. Like, so your character is aware that she keeps crash landing on this planet,
Yeah, she
and she like stumbles upon her corpses, which have like audio logs that's all recorded by her. So it's like,
it's really creepy.
and then there's this weird thing with like an astronaut
He just follows you around.
in like, he just follows you around. There's like an old timey ass. So you're like a future astronaut. It's like the
Yeah.
year 20 bajillion badillion.
Yeah,
But there's like an astronaut in like regular like
like the Apollo
when-
program.
like the Apollo
Yeah.
mission. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh.
he is like, either, my guess is it's like a dad figure or something, like,
he might be like crashing your ship too. He might be.
I
like,
don't
the
know. It's
cause
really
of
weird.
your
It's all
time
told in
loop
like
start.
flashes, right? And
Yeah.
then you have these sequences where your childhood home
Yeah.
or your house from Earth is like on this planet, and you will sometimes stumble upon it and like walk in it. And Casper's looking this up. He's like, "What the
It's
fuck
like
are you
first
talking
person.
about?"
These segments are first
It
person.
switches to
too.
first person. Yeah, it's like playing like it looks. I get like heart
PT.
palpitations a little bit because it looks like, well, yeah, PT and like Resident Evil
Mm.
7. Like,
Yeah,
this is
you're
the
like
same kind of
interacting
bayou
with
wooden
stuff
house.
from your house, and your character's like,
Yeah,
"What the hell?"
she's like, "Why is this here?"
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
You tell me.
Did you guys ever see the trailer for that Pragmata game that's coming out? I think like next year or something.
It's ringing a bell.
It's for like I think it's only for PlayStation. It looks like a kind of like a Kojima wannabe, where it's like weird, but it looks interesting.
I thought this was Kojima because the guy looks like Ludens, which is the
Yeah.
mascot.
Yeah, it looks
This looks
interesting.
cool.
But
I
when you
obviously
said
don't-
astronaut, that's what I thought
Yeah.
of.
Man, this is like a Yoji Shinkawa ass spacesuit to the max.
Yeah.
Returnal. It reminds me a lot of Annihilation. If you guys have seen that.
I
Oh,
have
yeah, I've seen
read
that.
It's really-
I have read the description of the plot
Yeah.
on
It's
Wikipedia.
trippy as hell. It's trippy as fuck, and that's what it reminds
That's
me.
a
of,
cool
just, like,
movie.
it just messes with your brain.
Wait,
but
am
Returnal
I
feels
thinking of
good.
Annihilation or something else? Is Annihilation the one with like the lighthouse?
Yeah.
But it's like
And-
right. But it's not a fucking lighthouse. It's like an inside out lighthouse or some shit.
It's like a
In the
alien
book, they
bug.
say it's a hole in the
Yeah,
ground.
I read the book. The book, it's actually the lighthouse isn't even like the creepy part. There's like a tunnel or like
Mhm.
an upside down lighthouse off by
Right.
the actual lighthouse, but in the movie they kind of combined them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So yeah, it's a little different.
see. Mm.
But that's Returnal.
Yeah, they got to make it simple. That reading the book description, I was like, God damn, this seems heady as hell. So I'm sure they had to make it a little simpler for the
Yeah.
average American.
The average gamer.
yeah. All right, fellas, I'm thinking let's get into it.
Do
What
it.
do you guys say? Let's do it. Oh, dear listeners, for this episode, we played Prey from 2017, not to be confused with the 2006 video game. It is a first-person. It's listed as a first-person shooter game on Wikipedia. I don't think that's accurate. It is an immersive sim developed by Arkane Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. You might know Arkane from having done Dishonored.
Loop Heroes
And-
coming out.
No,
You
it's
mean
Deathloop.
Deathloop, but yes.
Not
Loop
He's
Hero is
too
coming
addicted
out,
to
right? It's
roguelites.
still
I gotta
it's
get
still
my
in
fix.
early access.
yeah.
Yeah, you can play it if you want on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. Guys, would you play it on
PC.
PC? Yep.
Easy.
yeah.
I played it on
PC.
PS5, and that's like my main gripe with it is it feels like shit on a controller.
Yeah. I
Oh
use
yeah,
like
it seems
combat.
like a nightmare.
I started it with controller and I just I said no.
But
No,
I'm like-
that's not gonna work.
I hate to start off on a bad note, but man, I was upset. Like doing combat with the controller, it just feels terrible. Like it feels awful. When other games do it really well, you know what I mean? It's just
Right.
combat feels super clunky. Like I'm never doing exactly what I want to do.
I
And
think
I'm
the
a gamer,
combat feels
guys,
super
so-
clunky with a mouse and keyboard.
Okay, then yeah. So
Yeah.
I you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just I don't think the combat is ever a high point for
Mhm.
any of these types of games.
yeah.
But I don't know. Aiden, what do you think of the combat? How did you feel?
I agree. I feel like it was pretty clunky. I think that it doesn't help that ammo is pretty sparse unless you go make it yourself.
Yeah, true. I think that's what they're trying to push you to do is just like make all
Yeah.
your stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crafting mechanics are like fine, I guess. I don't know.
I like
It seems like just an excuse to go and pick through all the drawers in every level.
yeah.
I do like the fact that they give you the whole recycler though, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up stuff anyway, and games usually have junk. You
Yeah,
know?
so I think
yeah.
this game kind of spins that idea on its head where it's like, all right, you know, in usual games you're picking up all this junk and you're selling it for like 2 coins or whatever the hell the currency is.
Mhm.
Whereas this is like, nah, if you pick it up, like you can turn it into like neuromods or med kits, you know, stuff that's actually useful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Oh.
it just seems like they could
you
have
could
they
have just
could
put
take that
med
whole
kits out,
system,
yeah,
squish it down by just having you
yeah, and like not
get the
having
stuff you
junk.
want, like
Yeah.
in like in
If
Yeah, you pick
Bioshock.
up the ammo
Anyway,
instead of the banana peel.
Yeah, if
right,
you-
yeah, like just
that's true.
if you make too many neuromods, your license runs out, and there's like a whole quest where you have to renew your license.
Oh, that's really funny actually.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's
Yeah.
worth
That's
it.
actually pretty funny. Yeah,
It
this
was
game
pretty
can't
funny.
use
got tongue in
WinRAR
cheek.
anymore. God damn it.
I think that was a cool way, like a cool mechanic to slow the player down from just recycling a bunch of stuff for neuromods just to level up quick.
Well, yeah, I was thinking. I have that in my notes. Like, I have the weapon upgrade kit and the neuromod fabs that I both just
Yep.
like recently unlocked, and I haven't
Mhm.
actually made any neuromods yet because I felt like it kind of breaks the game a little bit. Like, I can just get so OP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially early
via
on.
ner-
Like 'cause you can find because you can do things like largely out of order, right? So
Yeah. Some stuff.
I feel
I'm
like
trying
you
to-
need a lot of neuromods though to be OP.
okay,
Like,
Mm.
You guys haven't really gone to where you get abilities.
like
like
actually
the-
psychic.
I just got there.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did
usually.
too. just
Yeah,
just
how,
there though.
we
but
should probably say how far everyone
Yeah,
got.
I was gonna say that's a good segue.
Yeah.
How far did everybody get? Aiden, how much did you
So
play?
I pre-ordered this game in 2017. I don't know why I did that. Don't pre-order stuff.
yeah.
But it turned out all right. This game's fine. And I played about 17 hours. How long to beat says it takes, I think it was 18 to beat without doing much side stuff. So
How long to beat's a rip off? I've never been able to beat something even
I don't know.
close to the
Yeah.
metric in how long to beat.
I don't know. So I'm not a speed runner, so I guess I wasn't super close to the end of the game, but
Well,
you know, 17 hours,
This is a
that's-
speedrunning podcast. It's got a speedrunning
Yeah.
name in the title, so
Oh, I will say it does feel like the game just ends. Like
Okay.
you feel like you're at the midpoint, but it's actually just the
Mhm.
end.
Interesting.
oh, that is weird.
Maybe they're
okay.
getting ready
So
for a
maybe I was
sequel.
pretty close and it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
However, when I reinstalled to play again for the podcast here, my save file was gone. It did not get cloud saved. So I started over and played another 2 hours about.
Okay. Just to get the feel of it, you know, put you back in the shoes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, and now my Steam playtime says I'm at 14.6 hours, so I'm apparently a liar and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I think
That's I think exactly what mine says too. Let me look really quick. Cody, how far did you get?
So for this play, so when it first came out, I maybe got like
Mine
halfway.
says
I kind of stopped. I
14.6.
forgot why. I stopped. But I think I did pre-order it too because I saw the
Did you
intro.
have the shotgun?
Yeah, not in this playthrough. I didn't, but when I saw the intro when it originally like was first coming out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's so sick! Like it's all a lie, you know, breaking the glass, like we always talk about." I just thought that I was like, "Whoa, I really want to play this kind of weird, trippy game." But then you play it and it's actually not that weird and trippy.
Weird or trippy.
Yeah, it's just like the first intro sequence I thought was really cool. Mostly because it
really
had
good intro
synth music,
sequence.
dude. I'm a sucker for synth music, man. But yeah, then I played it, probably played about half, but then I stopped for some reason. And then for this podcast, I played maybe 6, maybe 7, somewhere in that realm. So I don't know if that's halfway through or not. I can't remember.
Did we ask Casper? I forget Casper.
Oh no, I
but
did.
he beat it.
Yeah, I beat it. Yeah, so I guess I was the only one that beat it this week.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was fun.
Mhm.
I near the end I did kind of just rush through everything because I did just want to beat it because I knew I was close.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Sometimes you just want to finish when you're close. I get it. I had played like 5 or 6 hours in 2018 and then put it down, started playing something else, never got back to it. So I
So
got
it
back to it
goes.
for this, and I played like 8-ish hours. I did a fair amount of like poking around, dicking around,
Mhm.
doing side stuff.
Mhm.
So I before the show, Cody and I talked, and we are pretty close to the same area. I just unlocked, and segueing back, the call back to what Casper was saying, we just unlocked psionics or whatever
Mhm.
they call it, like
Yeah.
brain powers.
That part in the game, you get like a helmet type thing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it's kind of like BioShock where you take a picture of the enemy, and
Oh,
what it
right.
does instead, I think BioShock you take a picture and you like do more damage or something. This
Yeah.
one
That sounds.
you take a
familiar.
picture and you get abilities.
Yeah, yeah.
Side,
Right. You
whatever
do
they
the
call them.
Research
Yeah.
different ability, different. Yeah,
yeah, like one of the cool ones. You scan mimics, you get the mimic ability.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Kinda too.
Yeah.
That's-
That's the. I just got that, and okay. I am wondering to myself, is it a worthwhile trade-off? I have invested heavily in repair, and I have all
Mhm.
these like fucking
Mhm.
dank turrets like lying around that I've bossed up. Like they're tough puppies. And it says, hey, if you stick that alien matter in your brain, they're gonna think you're an alien. They're gonna
Mhm.
fucking shoot
That's
your
what it
ass.
says. Yeah.
So I'm like, do I do that? Like, seems
I didn't actually go.
risky.
I had the mimic one, but I
Yeah.
didn't really go into it because there's like 3 different trees,
yeah.
and I mostly went for combat and like the physical stuff.
yeah.
Mm.
So you just
Um,
dabbled
at-
in mimic.
At one point, the turret did say that it recognized alien matter, but it wasn't sure. So I
Okay.
don't know if like the further
Oh,
you
there
go,
might be a
Probably.
like a threshold to how much
Yeah.
of that stuff you can learn. I'll have to look that
It's
up
like,
because it affects my decision.
yeah,
It's like Borderlands, the pre-sequel, where I don't even remember the guy, Wilhelm, I think, where you become more robot
Oh, I
as
see.
you
Oh.
progress along a skill tree.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It
I also was worried it affected the ending, like that I might get like the bad ending because I went all alien mode.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it does affect the ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
so fuck that.
Um,
I'm a human, baby.
There
Can't,
was
can't be stopped. Power of humanity, baby.
gameplay wise, there was a lot of choice in the game
Mm.
Yeah.
in how you did stuff. So like, you kind of need the mimic power up for a lot
Oh, really?
because
Well, I
Really?
guess does
There-
it depend on what difficulty you play on? Because I played on easy, dude. I'm just chilling.
no, well, I play on normal, but
Yeah.
there's I don't know if it affects the map, the difficulty mode, but there's certain doors
Okay.
that are kind of like boarded up, but you can't break them. But there's like
Oh, I
little
see.
Oh,
holes.
yeah, the like
see.
shattered. They look like they were the sliding doors that have been
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
snapped all up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't break those. At least I don't think you can break them any other way. But there's holes, and you can just like turn into a coffee mug and roll under.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
that-
they well,
I see what you're saying.
every one that I've encountered like that so far has also another way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Seems
thing
like
though.
there's
There's a
multiple
lot of
paths.
different. Yeah, there's multiple branching paths, and like
yeah. And that.
security rooms.
Yeah.
There's always like the little slot to like put mail or whatever underneath.
Okay.
You just turn into a coffee mug and roll under.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of shares DNA. I mean, obviously, same company, right? Like that's a hallmark of Dishonored. Is like, all right, to complete this mission, there's multiple ways you can do it.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like what they do. Of course, with Dishonored, it wasn't like open world. You know what I mean? So it's more linear.
Do we like Dishonored? What's the opinion of this podcast on Dishonored?
I
I
like
like
it.
the
I like Dishonored.
I like the
I'd
first
never
one,
beat
but I
the
don't like the
second
second one.
I never beat the second one. I stopped.
I couldn't get
wasn't,
into it. I never beat it either.
Couldn't fuck with the first one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I tried it. I played like 5 hours of it, and I was just like, meh.
I like stealth games,
don't
so-
think I like stealth games too. I
Okay,
just think
interesting.
stealth works better in third person because
True.
it's
you
just
can-
it's really hard to like peek over a corner and
Yeah.
not be. I don't know. Like when you're
Peek-
when
Peeking
you're
over
not
a corner
playing.
doesn't work in this game.
yeah.
They just
true.
see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like it's so, when you zoom it out like in Metal Gear Solid and you're in a third person perspective, it's just way more. I guess it's easier. That's one way to put
Right.
it, and I just like it better. Like I just think it's more fun. I got spotted. I tried to go. Probably the other reason I didn't have that much fun with Dishonored was because I was trying to do like non-lethal, like sneaky
I see.
mode,
Yeah. That's tough.
which is
Hmm.
also like that game like clearly doesn't want you to do that.
Mhm.
Like it'll let you, but like they throw powers at you that are like the I know there's one that's like make rats eat that guy. It's
Yeah.
like Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like get by, I'm not a killer. I'm a good guy. I'm a human. Anyway.
Arkane does seem to like to give players just a ton of powers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
They
know.
want. That's the power fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah.
Um,
What so we like, so the opinion of this podcast is we like Arkane games, we like Dishonored. Do you guys think like this like other than having multiple solutions to things, do you think this shares a lot of DNA with Dishonored? I would venture and say that they look very similar in their art
style,
direction.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
obviously they
it's-
have different aesthetics, but
Yeah.
they share some common kind of visual pieces, I guess. That's
yeah,
how
I
I'll put it.
I feel like it doesn't really play the same, but it
Yeah.
does look
Mhm.
the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the art style is probably the only thing. It's kind of like I guess Arkane trying to do something different. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, I think this game, might be. Nah, it's not better than Dishonored. I was gonna say I think it's better than Dishonored.
I think it's better than Dishonored.
I
1v3.
I can't.
I feel like it's a tie because I like Dishonored, but it's not like a game of the year type game for me. It's just
Yeah.
kind of there.
I guess
They
they're
made a
different, right? They're
goatee
not really-
edition. What are you talking about? I don't know if they actually did. I just assumed they did.
Yeah,
I
think
got
they
a
did.
question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that this game is a horror game?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
I
just has
think
jump
I think
scares
it
sometimes.
has some. Yeah, the jump scares aren't scary though.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just
Yeah.
like okay.
it cultivates a certain atmosphere, but
I
it
f-
doesn't make me not want to play it in the way that some horror games where I'm like, I'm too
Right.
stressed, like I can't keep playing this.
You know what I bet a big part of that is? I bet that this game has too much light. I bet that it's too light.
Oh yeah, there's
Probably.
tons of
walking
light.
around, everything's fully lit. I'm not scared, dude. I can see.
But you can't see what's around you. The mimics
Yeah.
hiding in plain sight. You dumb idiot.
I feel like the mimics, you get to a point where maybe after like your second health upgrade, the mimics are just, especially with the
Annoying.
control,
Oh.
it controls like shit. I can't hit them. That's the most annoying part. I'm just like trying to hit 'em with the red. I just look like an idiot. I'm just getting upset, I think. But
With your psychoscope thing, you can get like a mod where you can find mimics. I think you guys.
Yeah, I-
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think it's
first
the
thing you
one.
get,
Yeah,
right?
it's the one you find with
Yeah.
the psychoscope.
Yeah. Eventually, there's greater mimics, which you can't see, but then you
Okay.
could get a mod for that.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, there's a mod for
yeah.
it.
There was one part that actually scared me in the game, and there's like an elevator that goes between the lobby, the arbitorium, and life support.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the second time you're in the elevator. It's weird because the elevator, like, it's a loading screen, right? You can't save or anything. You can't access the menu, but it just goes dark, and there's a night, or what are they called? The humanoid
Phantom.
ones.
The
Phantoms.
Phantoms.
There's a phantom just right there in your face, and like there was nothing there before, and it's just right there, and all I got is my wrench. And I'm just beating it. That scared me just because I wasn't expecting it, because it's a loading screen. It's like one of
Yeah.
those things in games.
It tricked you, dude.
Yeah,
You got
I mean,
fooled.
that's you set a player's expectations, then you break them if you want them to really shit their pants. I'm pretty sure in the original Resident Evil, all the loading screens are doors, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's one point
With
where
the
one of the
zombie.
doors opens and there's a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. So wait, could it actually have killed you, or was it just more like a visual thing?
I don't know. I don't think it ever attacked me, but I killed it, so it was a physical thing.
He was trying to be your friend.
Yeah.
He was going to be your companion.
Have you heard
for
of
the
our
rest
Lord and
the
Savior
game.
Jesus Christ? Phantom of the, I was gonna say opera, but then
The
try to,
elevator.
yeah,
The
Phantom of the elevator.
Another part that scared me was I explored a lot, so I would go to like places I didn't have to go to yet, and I went
Yep.
to. I was planning to go to the piloting deck, wherever they call it.
And
And-
I don't know.
Yeah, well, where the main where the captain is, all that stuff.
Okay, sure.
And there's like a hallway, and it goes right, like a big opening, and then it goes right into the room. And as soon as you leave the elevator, just this giant, like 4-legged phantom comes out.
Nice.
It's just like dashes forward and like breaks everything in the way, and it just looks at you, and the objective thing pops up, and it just says the nightmare is hunting you.
Okay.
And I'm
Oh,
just
whoa.
like, all right, no, I'm leaving. I go back in the elevator, and there's like a countdown timer, so either you kill the nightmare or it hunts you for like 3 minutes and then it leaves.
Okay, that's some horror shit. That's a horror
that's
game
pretty
mass
scary.
thing that,
That-
hasn't happened to me.
That was the scary part, because it could, after that, I don't know if that was like the trigger, but after that it just randomly appeared in rooms.
And if you kill it, does it go away forever?
I looked it up because I didn't want, it had a huge amount of health. Like I
Yeah.
hit it
Yeah.
once and it did nothing. I looked it up. If you hide from it, it goes away for 20 minutes. If you kill it, it goes away for 30 minutes. So it's not really worth it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks though. I mean, I guess because it sucks that you've been in this uninhibited like free exploration,
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and now that's just in the back of your head like a goddamn malignant tumor, just like
it's like
growing
Resident Evil
there.
2, man. The remake.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
Yeah.
of
I just-
of Mr. X.
Dude, I had to stop
It-
playing because I was scared of Mr. X.
I think if you kill it, it gives you like a bunch of materials, whatever the
Mm-hmm.
alien
Exotic
material is.
stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To make
So you can get all
normal-
your ammo
Exotic
back.
material.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably.
That's a net zero.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like, I guess it's funny that you were able to do you feel like you stumbled upon that when you were running around out of order, like sequence breaking, or did you stumble upon it like in order, do you think?
I don't know, because I don't think you ever have to go there until the very end.
Okay.
So I don't know
You
if
have to
Remind me
it's
get
to
there
like,
not
eventually.
fucking go there, like
it's
when
not
I finish this
optional then?
game.
Yeah, right.
yeah, I don't know if the nightmare is optional or if like it just eventually happens. It just happens like maybe it just happens at a certain time.
Like it could
And depending
happen
where
at
you are.
any- Right.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but that's when it happened to me. I should look that up. 'Cause
Yeah,
that would
I'm
be
curious
interesting.
how that works. Because, like, it would suck. It sucks the thought that you would stumble upon, like, this obstacle and then have to deal with it forever. And you're basically being punished for exploring, right? Kind of.
Yeah, kind
Which
of.
this,
Yeah.
this whole game is all about exploring. So, I don't know. It doesn't work.
I never did it, but there was an objective. I don't know if it was to stop the nightmare, but it would like distract it. Like you did some kind of satellite thing, because it could track your signature, and if you
Yeah.
like repair the satellite, it would send like a fake signature out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I think that would have gotten rid of it, but I never got to finish it because I didn't have enough spare parts.
oh yeah. Resources. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk guns since we're talking about killing nightmares and shit. Guys, what are the, so we already talked combat, kind of clunky.
clunky,
But like what was your crutch strategy that you would kind of lean upon when you were playing this game? Let's throw it over to Aiden.
The pre-order shotgun.
Shotgun. Yeah. That was pretty nice.
Double sawed off.
Yeah. No, I mean they kind of balance it by it being very low mag size. Well, I guess tube size
Yeah.
because it's a shotgun. However many shells you can jam in there. It's like low ammo in reserve and low number of times you can shoot before reloading.
And they take it away from you at some point, or like is it supplanted by the regular shotgun? or is it bad?
I think it just takes it's like cosmetic over the regular shotgun,
Oh,
and
okay.
you get it earlier if you pre-ordered.
Oh,
when
okay.
when it comes to weapons, there are multiple weapons, and you can get them like almost at any point in the game.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So
Like
I don't think
silenced
it matters
pistols are
if it
all over,
replaces
yeah.
it or not.
Yeah. I just was wondering because like he's talking about how parts of it kind of suck, right? Like the not having a lot of space for the shells, like a small
yeah.
mag size. Like if that can't be fixed or not is what I was wondering. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Um,
Cody, what about you?
so I was gonna say my go-to strat, because I would just glue gun them. They're easy to hit when they're standing still. You know what I'm saying? So phantoms, the first phantom you come across is in like the lobby area, I think.
Yeah.
And he like, fucked me like twice. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna not mess with him for now. Come back with the glue gun, dude. Freeze him, shoot him in the head like 5 times. Once you get the pistol, right?
Yeah.
It's game changer. So phantoms, they don't scare me anymore. You guys are toast. It sounds like there's a bigger one that I should be scared of, but that's kind of my strat. And I wonder if I just saw in the skill tree that there's a like a what the hell's it called in Fallout? Vats?
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I just-
Vats.
Vats.
Yeah, so it
Vats.
sounds like there's an
Bolt
ability
assisted something
that
something.
slows down time, so you're able to shoot, be more accurate. So maybe I'll try that out, and I won't have to use the glue gun as a crutch. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's the combat focus perk. I wasn't sure how that worked, so I didn't spec into it.
Yeah, I
it
don't
just
know
slows
what I
down
did.
time.
It just
And do
slows
you
down
press a
time.
button to make that happen? Like it's just
Yeah.
like, bounce?
It's like one of your psi abilities. I actually spec'd into that my 2-hour playthrough that I
Okay.
started last weekend.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I'll
pretty
do that.
good.
Makes it easier, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, this game definitely is hurt by how kind of unruly the combat can be and
Yeah.
difficult to control. Casper, what about you? What was your main combo? Your 1-2 punch? Your old haymaker?
Sorry, I was reading the nightmare. It does actually just spawn randomly.
Yep.
Like in random rooms.
Oh.
So after a certain point in the
Stupid.
game, it just spawns.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you can't be like you're not being punished. Okay.
Yeah.
Good on you, Arkane. That's fine design.
Okay. My weapons were, the golden pistol.
There's a
Golden
golden gun in
pistol.
this, like
Yeah.
vis-a-vis like
So,
007 GoldenEye.
I was
One
talking
hit
about
kill.
the pilot, or wherever
Yeah.
they pilot the satellite. Above that is the captain's lodge, and in his safe, there's a golden pistol. It's the same as the normal one, but it's golden.
Oh,
And
okay.
even though I started upgrading the normal one, I just threw it away. I just
Oh fuck yeah! I would 100% mark all my changes and start from the beginning just to have a golden gun.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
although my key strategy was the stun gun, because if
Mhm.
you upgraded the stun time, they were pretty much just stunned forever. So I would just
Yeah.
stun them and then beat them with a wrench so that I could conserve ammo. And then if there was like a lot of enemies or whatever,
Casper's self-defense class. Here's what you do: you stun them and you beat them with a wrench. Got 2 stun, baton, wrench. Real
I
life,
think-
I'm talking about, not in a video game, guys.
I think melee is just my way to go in games, because I feel like whenever I talk on this podcast, I'm talking about being someone with something. Some kind of stick. That was my strat. Just stun them and beat them, or use the
Yeah,
golden gun.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, I relied pretty heavily on the glue gun. I
Mhm.
felt like it remedied the problem of like that I
The
couldn't
clunk.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clunk. If I can hit it with that and it fires so fast,
Mhm.
like you
Yeah,
just
it
kind of
does.
spray and pray with it a little bit, and then you can go and beat them down with your wrench or with. I was pretty big fan of getting the pistol. That made me pretty happy. It
Yeah.
changed the game for sure. Started to feel
The-
way more tough.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
all
just-
good.
The glue gun is a weird weapon or tool just to have in this game in general.
Yeah, it is. That's a good segue, because Evan was, wait, did you mention that before we started? Anyways,
I don't know. Go for it.
you're able to like skip a lot of sections by using the glue gun and hopping over stuff. And
Right.
there's
So for if anyone hasn't played this
Yeah.
game, shoot the glue gun at a wall and you can actually
Creates, like,
stand on the platform it creates.
Yeah.
So that's actually how like the way it didn't click in my head that you could do that. I think there's one point that there's like collectibles up there that you might have to do, to get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a couple
but-
times where other people have died next to a glue gun, and there's like glue gun
So it kind of gives you
stuff
like
to kind of
hints, right?
show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
It's-
speedrunners like beat the game, and like I don't know what the latest record is, but it's like last time I saw
Let's
was
check
like 8
really
minutes or something like that.
After all, we are a speedrunning
Wow.
podcast.
It's like the longest point is getting to the glue gun, and then from there you can just like glue gun to the end or whatever. So,
There's a side mission where you have to use the glue gun to get up to like a ceiling, like a hanging ceiling.
okay.
It sucks because it just does not work. That is something that I don't like about this game. A lot of the side quests, they're kind of clunky, and they make you do platforming in this game
Yeah,
with the
right,
glue
right.
gun. But
Yeah.
it's not like, it's like they wanted the glue gun to do more, but they couldn't let it do too much, so they kind of just made it clunky.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I feel like they almost it's interesting, like some surfaces can't be glued onto, I think, or like they try to gate you a little bit and it works and it doesn't work. When I was in the lobby of the first area, I wanted to get onto the second floor, so I used the glue gun, but there was like a lip on the like coming off the railing of the second floor, so like if I were to put a glue gun like patch right there, I wouldn't be able to actually jump from there because this lip is like blocked. I'd bump my head on this lip.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up cheesing it kind of and like holding sprint and like spamming jump, and I was able to kind of like yeet myself up and over,
Yeah, yeah.
but it did feel like I was breaking the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
But did you guys know? I didn't know until I played this. Sorry, but I didn't. Speaking of just like crazy exploration stuff, I had no idea you could crawl on your fucking belly.
Oh, I didn't know
like,
that either.
I'm trying to think.
If you
go
if
in
you
there with,
see,
like, a table
there's
or-
not a button for it. If you see a gap that looks like a human being could like fucking
yeah.
like do their worm impression
Oh,
through,
yeah.
you start crawling towards it, you'll just like go down
I'm trying
even
to think
lower
like
and into
you
it.
can hide underneath like tables and stuff. Are you saying there's
Yeah,
one
which is
lower
what I-
than that?
No, that's I think it, or like
Oh,
under
okay.
beds is like you could hide under like
Yeah.
a bed.
That's another complaint I have. The whole like crouching. Anytime you got lower than person height, it didn't work a lot. So like if you
Oh
went to
yeah,
the
I got
vents,
stuck
Yeah.
all the time.
Dude, the vents
the
you gotta
vents, you
stand up
couldn't
to
even
get
go
out of
into
them.
them.
I was like,
Get
what do you?
me.
Yeah,
yeah.
that is weird.
Uh,
Clunk,
Yeah.
dude, a lot of clunk.
This game has quite a bit
Yeah.
of clunk, but it's a Bethesda game, so you know,
Got him, nailed him, roasted him.
nailed him. Yeah. What else should we talk about? I'm checking our notes here really quick.
none of us wrote this down, but you guys never got to spacewalks, huh?
I got. the
No,
space
I
one.
yeah, no,
I
that's
did in
in
my
the first.
first.
Yeah, that's in the first couple
Oh, it
hours. You do one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
like the
kinda weird.
spacewalks.
Yeah, the space stuff, I don't know. I hate that shit, period. Like
So-
in games when I have to like float around, like
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have played Warframe at all ever. I really like Warframe, but then there are these missions where you're in space and you have to like be like a spaceship basically,
Yeah,
Mm.
and I fucking hate it. Like I stopped playing the game because I don't want to do this one required mission of that type. I just like don't want
I
to
feel
do
like
it.
this game does the spacewalk stuff like better than. So I'm comparing it to
Oh,
like Outer
yeah.
Wilds, right?
Right.
In Outer
Yeah.
Wilds, I was like, I can't get what I'm trying to do, and now I'm gonna die of lack of oxygen, right? But this game, it has like the thrust is like you can just zoom around and go in exactly where you want to go, and then you can hard stop. Like by pulling
Right.
back, you just stop.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not like the most
It's not a simulation in the
accurate,
way
right,
that
right.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
physically
Uh,
accurate, but
My biggest complaint about spacewalks is I would start breathing heavy because the guy in the suit would just go just the entire time. At least when I played, because sometimes he wouldn't, but other times that's just all he would do. And I feel like I would just start breathing heavy because I'm just hearing that.
Monkey see, monkey do. Yeah. Speaking of that, like, there's this game, and speaking of that and jank, like, sometimes the guy breathes heavy, sometimes he doesn't. There were a couple times where sound effects would just not play,
Yeah.
or would start playing all of a sudden and scare the ever-loving daylights out of me because they should have been playing the whole time. Like, specifically, in the lobby of the main area, I set one of the, like, flaming puddles, or, oil puddles on
Oils,
fire.
Mhm.
And 99% of the time when I would walk by, it didn't make a sound. And then one time it just started going like, what the fuck is that? I thought it was like a phantom had spawned behind me, and then I just realized it was the sound of like the fire going.
There was like a phantom in a room, right, and in the wall. And if you stood like on this side of the wall, you couldn't hear him. If you stood on this side, you could.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just-
that happened to me too in a couple rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. This game has a fair amount of jank, guys. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it does.
It's like they wanted the phantom, like it makes loud thumps when it walks.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like they wanted that to let the player know where the phantom is, but you can't actually tell the direction of where it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's either loud or it's not there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like less like a spectrum and more of like it's probably like just literal and a 3D sphere that's
Yeah.
non-rendered,
Mm.
and when you cross into it, all of a sudden you're like, there's a phantom near me, you know.
Yeah, probably.
Or that's how it seems. All right, guys. Do we have anything else in our gameplay type section?
That
We
was
haven't really
like kind of
talked too much about
too.
the story. So
Yeah,
I was thinking
gameplay,
we could talk
sound.
about
We can
that.
talk about the story. That's good. It's good.
The only thing I wanted. Okay, so I just talked a bunch of shit. So I just want to say something I thought was two things I thought were cool. If that's cool with everybody,
Yeah, go for it.
just two small things. The first thing is the second time I played the opening sequence, I did not look out the window because I'd already played the game. I was looking at my feet and I was playing on my phone in real life, and then I looked up, and to that sweet synth beat, Morgan taps their foot to the beat.
Oh,
Like if you
really?
look down at their feet,
yeah.
they're tapping their foot, and I'm like, fuck yeah! Like that's just one of
That's
those little
cool.
things. Yeah, right. I know for the audio listeners, Casper's got a big smile on his face, a similar reaction to what I did. I think I even went and got my fiance. I was like, check this out, tapping the foot. That's awesome. So I really appreciated that. I think like those little things are like super important to make a game just like that much more memorable and enjoyable. You know, like some
Yeah.
people like Kojima hired for Metal Gear Solid 5. He had like 7 people whose jobs were literally gimmick programmers.
Yeah.
So like the people who decided that, oh, if I play a tape of the sounds of shitting and hide in a bathroom, the guards will not investigate the bathroom because they'll think someone's shitting in there. Like that is, it's all Kojima does the big think. But so stuff like that I think is just really cool. And then the other thing, this game is kind of lame with the tutorials, I will say. It's a
Yeah.
lot of like you pick something up and then a big wall of text about what that thing is good for, which I
Some of
get.
them aren't even good.
Yeah.
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 But a situation where I thought it did a good job of teaching you by playing was in the after you break free from your containment, and a mimic had killed that guy, right? And you knew roughly where that occurred.
Mhm.
When you go to that area,
Mm,
there had been a single chair in that room,
yeah.
or maybe 2 chairs. I don't know. There's an extra chair in that room, and you were
So you know.
just there. And there's nothing in that room except those chairs because it was like a test chamber. Shout out the Portal 2 episode. So it was just it's like very clear. You know, if you don't immediately realize that is a mimic, like it teaches you to like be on the lookout for things that are out of place.
Yeah.
Which definitely comes in handy because the first time I got scared so many times, and this time I was like a lot more aware of like, well, I don't know why there would be a second, like cigarette, fucking, what are those called? It's not an ashtray.
Ashtray?
No, it's not an ashtray. It's one of the
Oh.
big guys for disposing cigarettes. What are those called?
Oh.
Anyway, cigarette get rid of other
Disposal.
pole things, like, or a trash can, right? Like, why would there be 2 trash cans right next to each other?
Mhm.
Whatever. Anything
Yeah.
like that, and it makes it a lot less jump scary.
Did you guys realize that the mimics make noise?
Like if you get close to it, it makes a
no,
noise.
I didn't.
They'll make like a clicking noise, so you can actually hear it. If you're like in a
Okay.
room, you'll hear like just clicking, and the closer you get, that's where the mimic is. That was a sound design thing that actually worked for me most of the time.
That's
Wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
cool. I did not notice that, but I maybe just didn't have my volume up loud enough. Yeah, cool. You guys got any other gameplay adjacent things? I think the answer is no, but just double checking.
Yeah, I'm all set with the gameplay stuff.
All right. We already kind of talked about how it, it looks like Dishonored.
Yeah.
As far as art direction stuff goes, I just want to point out, and this kind of falls into like game designy stuff, but the looking glass is a very cool
Looking
idea.
glass is cool. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Looking Glass?
Looked cool.
Yeah, I just think
My mind was fucking blown though when you break it for the first time and see it like the separate cameras. Like it's
Yeah.
I don't know, it's really cool. I don't know how they did that exactly, but
it's pretty
That
cool.
is-
Sci-fi.
There's a lot of looking glasses throughout the game,
Mhm.
and all of them can be broken, and a lot of them there's like secret stuff hidden behind them.
yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a very cool. So for the people, anyone who hasn't played the game, it's like a 3D, space. It looks like space just continues on behind this pane of glass. And then if you break it, it reveals, a different space behind it, but you can like lean back and forth and like kind of look into both spaces. So I don't know, some kind of black magic camera fuckery to get that to work, but it is a very cool idea and not something I've ever seen before.
Kind of along this, maybe it relates more to story, but I think that those reminded me a lot of the way they were used reminded me a lot of like Total Recall, like when you're playing a message for yourself in the future, which I guess is just like a sci-fi trope.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Playing with
The
this game.
amnesiac is a little bit tired.
Right. Yep.
Speaking of the looking glass, there's a side. I don't know if it's a side mission, but it's like an extra thing. I do want to say this game rewards you a lot for exploring.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get a lot of stuff. And there was like this looking glass. I don't know if it was a prototype. I don't remember, but it didn't. There was like 3, right? And it was just like, they were disconnected, but there was 3 flat panels with the looking glass.
Yeah, that's part of the main story. You have to go to that room where it's like that.
There's like an extra video where you can, it's just like the scientist guy walking around, and if you look and like follow him and like kind of move around the looking glass, you can see him put something down to open up like a safe, and you can find that thing in the room to get all the stuff from the safe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was
very
something
cool.
that
Yeah.
to just call back to Dishonored, right? Like they really rewarded exploration. To find like the safe code, you gotta like, use your noggin just a little bit.
Yeah.
Lots of sticky notes in this game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sticky notes.
Always
with their
funny when there's a
passwords,
sticky note like on the side of the safe you want to get into.
which is bad cybersecurity
Agree.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's funny, Casper, is I had found the answer to that puzzle not via the looking glass, although I did watch that after and be like, oh, that's another way they left this little breadcrumb trail for you. But there's an email on the computer in that room talking about how the tumbler, so it's what it is there's a hot plate and a thermos, and if you put the thermos on the hot plate, it opens the safe.
Oh, and the email tells you.
And the email's just like I need a special. Well, I think all it says is just like I need like a, a locking mechanism or something, installed in this thermos. And so I went around the room and saw a thermos. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna pick that thermos up. And then I was just walking around holding the thermos, and then I just happened to place it upon the spot it goes.
That's funny.
I like this. I like that this game gives you a ton of just like different routes to get to the same objective.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good design. You always feel super smart no matter what you do. Like you feel like you really rarely run into a wall where you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like you usually are able to kind of muscle through no matter what.
Yeah.
Good ass design. Well done.
So something I wanted to ask you guys, right? So we're talking about kind of like, exploration along the narrative, I guess like the narrative thought train. Did you guys like the collectibles in this game? Because I mean, like the easiest comparison, and I'm sure we'll compare more to BioShock later on. But I felt like this game's collectibles, maybe it's just because I'm getting older. I just don't like to read anymore, dude.
You mean like the books and stuff?
Yeah, like I'm not reading the book. I didn't really find them that interesting. The emails maybe, but I'm like skimming through everything. And the reason why I ask is because I think that when this game had like audio logs, which is something obviously in all the BioShock games, I think those really are just like the best versions of the collectibles. You know what I mean?
You can,
Yeah,
like,
because with
listen
an
and play.
audio log,
Yeah, so
Oh, sorry.
you can
Or you
like,
say
you listen to the audio log
Yeah.
and you can look around.
right,
and,
you're still
oh,
doing
this is
stuff.
the
and-
next place I'm gonna go. And,
yeah, exactly. Because the game focused so much on exploration. Like, so Aiden, have you played BioShock, right?
yeah, I actually last summer bought all of them.
Oh, nice. So you just
well,
ran through them all.
I'd already played Infinite.
Yeah.
Didn't have a system I could play 1 and 2 on
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
back when they were new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played them all recently.
You
Yeah.
didn't
And
play
I
the
think
DS port of BioShock?
There's a,
No.
there's a
oh, that was canceled, right?
Gotcha.
That like never came out. Yeah. But yeah, just so Casper, I'm wondering what you think. Like, do you like this game's collectibles?
The books, I didn't like. I skimmed. Those
Yeah.
were really important, but the emails were pretty important because they did tell you a lot of useful information, like codes, passwords.
Yeah.
But the thing about the codes and the passwords is if you read it in the email,
Yeah,
like,
it'll
yeah.
pop up
as soon as you
whenever
open the email, you get a little pop up, and that's what I would do is just
Yeah.
click email, scroll all the way through, click email, scroll all the way through
Yeah.
that
as
is
fast
another
as I
thing.
possibly could.
Yeah.
They did make it a little too easy at parts with stuff like that.
Like
But
those
this-
like the puzzles and stuff. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like they did kind of just give you stuff. Like if you just clicked on everything, you were bound to
Mm-hmm.
find something. You know.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that if you got the password in the email, you didn't have to like look back, or
Write
like
it
if you go to
down or
the
something.
safe, it
Yeah.
just gives you the code on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all. Yeah. That would have sucked, dude.
Yeah.
Quality of life. Yeah. So Evan,
Yeah.
do you like the just overall, like, what do you think of the collectibles in this game?
Yeah. I as far as like the documents that flesh out this world, I was like pretty hit or miss. Like I didn't really read them. You said it well, you
Yeah.
guys, about the audio
Audio
logs. Those are
logs, man.
preferred, and I was smiling when you said that because I was like, they should just put full podcast episodes in video games, like 2.5 hour long in-universe podcast episodes.
It's funny. You kind of joke about that, but like the in the newest Spider-Man PS4 and the
Right.
Miles Morales, it's like talk shows that just pop up in universe podcast.
Yeah.
And that shit's cool because I'm just swinging through New York, right? You're exploring. But this game, dude, don't make me read like a textbook, man.
Yeah,
I'm
come
sorry.
on.
I'm over it.
Do you guys
You think
ever
if I
play-
could read, I would play video games? I don't know how to fucking read, okay?
Yeah, this is a bit off topic, but do you guys ever play like the commentary versions of games?
I have
I've
never.
never.
I have a little bit of the first Portal, but that is
Okay.
as I didn't play the whole
Yeah.
thing. So
I've
no,
always-
is my short answer.
There's a few games that do it. I've always wanted to, but I just
Yeah.
never did.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to really love a game and like want to know like a lot more about its design. Like that's how I was feeling about Portal at the time, but I was also like 12.
Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
now I might like go and play like the commentary of the original Portal, but
Get more
yeah, I
out
don't
of
know.
it.
Yeah, I get way more
I
out
almost
of
want to
it.
just to watch that. Like, I don't know if I'd want to be
Mm.
focusing on playing
And
a
then-
game and also trying to appreciate the dev commentary.
Right, that's true.
Like, let me just
True.
watch a documentary where you talk about it.
That's a good
Yeah.
point too. Yeah. Like a
Right.
no clip or something.
Stop
Yeah,
shouting
like,
out other
let me-
YouTube channels. God damn it. They got to pay for that shit, Cody. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the story. I want to know how this game ends. Okay, so skip ahead if you don't want to know how this game ends. Skip to the end of. Just stop listening to the podcast. We spoil stuff
Just
all
turn
the
it off.
time in this podcast, so you should expect that. Everyone has agreed we want to know how it ends. And Casper almost told us before the podcast, but we made him wait because we're gonna
Yeah.
live react to Casper's explanation of the ending of
I'm
Prey
wondering,
2017.
Casper, do you think you can do it in like
Voices,
5
funny
minutes?
voices.
Oh yeah, can
In
you
what?
act it out, dude?
Act it out.
Now lay it on us, dude. Lay it on us.
Okay. I'm trying to even think, how does this story even work? It's kind of weird. Early in the game, there's January, right? He's like
Yeah,
your voice. He's you.
Yeah.
right. He's your AI
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
That
But
you
then
coded to help yourself out in the future or whatever.
Yeah. And then another
Yeah.
one shows up named December.
Yeah.
Yep. December, I actually never really followed through with, and he just eventually blows up. But you can go to him and you can find like a key to a safe.
Escape
Yeah.
pod, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the escape pod, which you can take. And if you do that, if you take it, I forget what happens. Oh, you lose.
Right.
So-
That's like the bad ending.
It's just it's just like nothing happens. The game just kind of mocks you for taking the escape pod, and it just
Oh,
like,
it doesn't-
ends.
it doesn't
It's not
like-
even like an ending. You
it
just
doesn't
die.
like tell you. So what I was thinking was, you're infected with the Typhon or whatever, and you go
Mm-hmm.
to Earth. So like you going in the escape pod, you're just like fucking all of
You're
humanity.
dooming Earth. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
what I thought. Is that, does it say it on the screen somewhere or no?
That one I had to look up. But I don't remember.
Okay.
I think you just like lose or something, or go to like credits.
Goes, ha ha.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So then as you go through the story, you either save people or you kill them or you just ignore them. So
Yeah.
like there's a guy in a cargo bay, or like in the cargo
Sure.
room, he's in storage and he gets shot out and he's like in space and you only have like 5 minutes to save him.
Oh,
And you can either just ignore it or save him. I saved him. And
Good man.
all your actions kind of I was going for what I thought would be like the good ending,
Mhm.
just by
Right.
like help, because usually helping people, that's a good ending. But as you play the game, it's hard to know what to do because everyone is telling you something different.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the guy that I saved in the cargo, he's telling me to save the Typhon, whatever it's called, the alien material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's other people that are friends of him that are also saying, no, don't do that. Get rid of
Destroy
it
it
all.
all. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
then-
safe.
Then there's your brother telling you,
Yeah.
like, I did this all. Like, I put you under. I made all this stuff because you told me to do it. I'm doing everything you told me to do. I'm just trying to help you.
That is like weird, trippy.
And then January's telling you that's a lie, that you made him to that you made January to get you through
Prevent
this.
that exact type of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much your brother wants to get rid of the like he wants to keep the alien material, but he wants to get rid of all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But January wants to blow everyone up.
Yeah.
But then there's also another ending where your parents or the dad or whatever, he sends someone to like hunt everyone down and kill
Oh.
them.
It's Agent 47.
Pretty
Wow.
much. But you can subdue
Hitman 4.
you can subdue him, which I did, but I didn't actually realize that you can because this was near the end and I kind of rushed at the end. I didn't realize you can actually use his shuttle. Like you can get him to pilot you and everyone else off the ship or off the station in his shuttle that he came in, because it's like the only thing that works to get off.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, you can blow up the station kind of like January wants and get everyone off.
Okay.
But everyone's
Which is-
infected with the goddamn
That's what
Typhon,
I
right?
thought.
Like, isn't
Well, no, not everyone's affected with it. It's just that they're worried that mimics can get on.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the big problem, because you don't know if a mimic is there.
like
But
alien.
technically, you can with like the psi, whatever the hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but January doesn't really like that idea because it's too dangerous.
Okay, so just to recap the endings, it's blow up the whole ship and die with it,
Mhm,
escape with everybody and blow it up anyway,
mhm.
and then the one with the escape pod, which is actually like a losing type scenario,
yeah,
and
and then there's a third,
Oh,
which
but
is
there's more.
yeah,
Yeah.
or fourth, I guess. There's another one where you follow through with your brother, who says it's
Yeah.
actually your plan to just set off this null wave emitter that just kills everything.
Okay.
all
but, like,
the Typhon, but not
All
humans.
the Typhon, yeah, the humans are fine.
Yeah.
The humans are fine, but it kills all the Typhon. But you like have somehow you keep like the alien material to like keep working
Yeah.
on it.
Mm.
That's the ending that I ended up picking, because I didn't know you could blow up the ship and leave
That
with
kind of
everyone.
sounds like. So what is the developer's like true vision, like the true ending? Does
Okay.
anyone
Oh,
know?
there's more.
There's
There's
more.
more.
So
Oh.
depending on which you pick,
Okay.
after all that, after all the credits, you wake up and
Oh fuck.
your brother is there.
Oh okay.
You're tied in a chair, but you look funny. You kind of look bluish, and you see a bunch of operators, the robots,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they all have the voices of the people you saved. And they're all trying to decide. Or I think first the brother pretty much says what happened, that the whole thing was a simulation. And he
Oh,
turns you
of
around
course.
and shows you a picture. Earth is already gone. Like, it is completely filled with Typhon. And
Yeah.
he explains that you are a human Typhon mix. And
Are
pretty
you his
much-
brother Morgan?
it doesn't really say.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
He might not have a brother Morgan or sister.
I think his brother, if he did, is dead, and it was January.
Mm-hmm.
Because the operators were all people that you saved, and they're like simulations of people,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of figure out if the human Typhon mix will save humanity or destroy it. Because the brother talks about how they always put Typhon material into people to try and fix it, but they never thought about putting human DNA into Typhon to try and like bridge a gap between them to like work out their differences, kind of. And not only that's not the only ending. Either they decide that if you did the bad stuff, you're bad, and they have to do it all over again. They kill you, get another subject. Or you're good, they untie you, and you grab his hand. But then when you grab his hand, you get two options: take his hand and help, or kill him. So there's just like a
Okay.
ton
Please tell
of
me you
different
killed
endings.
him, dude.
I
Please tell me you
didn't.
killed. Ah, you
I
coward.
didn't. I could.
So hold on. Hold on.
It's complicated, and I still
So
don't really get it.
There's 4 endings, but no
There's
matter
like
what,
4
it goes down to
midpoint
2.
endings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It goes down
it's
to
a
2.
tree.
But one of them has 2 more.
Well, they
Or
all
do
end with
either
the
of these
simulation.
go to the 2?
Right. They
Yeah,
all end with
everything
you in the
except
chair.
where you just instantly lose, they all filter back to it's a simulation.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you're still the half Typhon, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can either help or kill.
Yeah, unless they decide to just kill
Or
you.
they kill
because-
you.
So it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 and then they kill you too.
So there's really only
Yeah.
3 endings. It's just there's a couple midpoints that feel like
Yeah.
endings that you think are endings.
It does change what they
That's
say. It's
fascinating.
like, I think if you take the shuttle, you save everyone, and you kill the Typhon, I think they say like, oh, he will help humanity.
I
but
see.
I think
it's like a test.
With my ending,
simulation
killed all the-
test. Yeah.
yeah, with my ending, I killed everyone, or I killed all the Typhon, but I kept the station. So
Yeah.
they thought I was good, but they were worried that I might go back to like
Hmm.
them. They weren't exactly sure.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, don't love that as a concept. I
Yeah,
hate,
I'm
you
trying
know,
to-
the 11th hour. It was all a fucking dream. Like,
I-
Like
I'm
Total
not a fan
Recall.
of Oh, I didn't even say. When you're like deciding all this stuff, like before the true ending happens, before all the other endings, this thing that the Typhon have been communicating with, which you don't really find out about until later. There's just a giant, I forgot what they call it, but it's just a giant one that surrounds the entire station, and it's just on the outside of it.
oh, whoa.
And it's like breaking into the station, and it's just like kind of hunts you down.
Fuck.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that ending kind of sucks a little bit. I feel heartbroken to know that it was all. I mean, it's cool that it's not just a dream, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not like that you throw away all the stuff and it has no meaning, but
Yeah.
the transposition of my actions in this world to the consequences in this other world, I feel like a lot of nuance could be lost there potentially.
Right.
I don't know.
There was also no big boss, and there was like no bam, there was like no
Yeah.
kind of rush.
Yeah.
Not like what was that other game? Control.
Yeah.
Like I could pick out the ashtray maze. Like that was cool, right?
That was like the
Yeah.
high. That was the emotional and gameplay wise like high point of the game.
Yeah.
This game never really had like a peak.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Now
It
I
just
maybe
kind of
won't
ends.
finish it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like
I was like,
I'm
hurt
liking
me
my,
quite
I'm
a bit.
enjoying my time with it, but I don't think that doesn't really sound worth it, to be honest with you.
And it did get boring at the end for me because there was like 4 enemy types, and
Mm-hmm.
the only difference was like they had elements,
Shock,
like electric or
Mm.
fire.
yeah. So
Not
Aiden,
really
Aiden,
interesting.
do you think you want to finish it now after hearing this ending? Because
Aiden.
Me?
yeah,
Yeah.
Aiden. So
Who?
so because
Oh.
you've tried once, you almost got to the end, but you stopped, and now you played like maybe 3 hours or something. In your new playthrough, are you gonna finish that one or?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's like the fun of it is exploring and finding all the different paths
Right.
around and gathering up all this stuff. So it's almost like, do the mechanics and kind of the level design and all that make up for tropey, kind of
lackluster,
janky
yeah.
story?
Sci-fi, yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Yeah. I don't know.
I-
I'm in the air right now as well. I
I
don't
think
know.
I have too.
Yeah.
Overall, I will say it's a good game, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
great way to put it. Like a 6, 5, 7.
Yeah.
What is the DLC ad?
Oh,
Because there's an expansion.
A
Yeah.
roguelike game.
a roguelike game,
I'm
and then
back
there's
in.
a VR game.
Yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah,
funny.
I don't know anything about it other than it's Prey with roguelike,
Yeah, I remember
you know?
it came out like didn't it come out like a year after the game? So it
Maybe
kind of
even
like
2
Yeah.
years after. It's,
yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of weird.
I looked it up. There's like multiple characters that have different abilities, and I think the map is the same, but like different items and enemies spawn.
Hmm.
So it's like
That's
it's like a yeah.
yeah.
Whoa, they added like a lightsaber?
And now Aiden's back
yeah.
in. You put a lightsaber
Let's
in.
go.
It's
It's
like
like, well,
I don't know much about the VR one, but there's that too, which is like
Mm.
its own side story.
Right.
yeah, I feel like so after you told me that, Casper, right? And in my
Mhm.
time with it in these two different playthroughs, I feel like the story isn't it's trying to be a strong suit of this game, but it just isn't, right? Like
That's how it feels like it.
everything around it's
honestly-
more interesting and more fun to do than
If
story.
they didn't go for that big twist
yeah.
after like the other twists or whatever,
Yeah.
and just focus more on the ending, where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe I don't know about like a final boss fight, but like something big to happen
Right.
other than just like it is cool seeing the big enemy swarm the ship and all that stuff, but like you don't really fight it. You kind of shoot it off to keep it away from you. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. What a game, gentlemen. What a game. Do we? I'm gonna check the time. We got time to do a quick compare and contrast with BioShock because I made a special section for this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. And then we can do a quick Casper's variety party. So BioShock. Has everybody played BioShock 1?
Yeah.
This game wants to be BioShock 1.
Yeah, it does. It
like
really
to
does.
the max. And I'm sure BioShock 1 has some influences that I don't know about. Like, I haven't played System Shock. I haven't played Deus Ex. All these other kind of games within this genre I'm not super familiar with, but so maybe I'm picking up on common themes and they're borrowing from the same source material, but in my perspective, it seems like it's borrowing a lot specifically from BioShock.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, like, what you're like. Did you guys pick up on that vibe as you were playing it, or does me saying that to you come as a surprise?
No, I think more so after playing BioShock, because I played Prey.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, right.
3 years later, I played BioShock. Well, actually, because I played BioShock Infinite
Yeah.
before Prey.
Yeah.
After Prey, played
BioShock.
1, 2, and Infinite
Yeah.
again.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So it definitely, like, going back to my 2-hour playthrough last weekend, definitely picking up more of that now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think as far as like just exploring kind of like okay, you'll get a power later on that you can come back to this room and do it. But games have done that before, right? But I think it's BioShock does it in I guess the first person with the vibe. It's very narrative heavy, although this one doesn't really work out so well. And then
Yeah.
I guess like just the gunplay too, like your combat, it tries to seem like it's trying to borrow heavily
I
from
mean,
Bioshock 1
you
as well.
literally start with a wrench in both games.
Yeah, right. It's very on the nose, right? Like, yeah, totally.
The map layout and the way they're kind of like all sectioned out into like their very specific
Yeah,
areas.
like this is
Remind me
the
of
part of
Bioshock.
Rapture, right? Like,
Yeah. There's the
But-
psi powers. Oh, sorry, what?
No, I was just gonna say, like, in relation to that specific point about the areas, like, unlike Bioshock though, like Bioshock's very linear. You don't really go back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like, but they do good. They both games do a good job of like making you feel like each area serves like a purpose, right? Like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think in Bioshock you had to go back because just like the story brought you back to certain areas. But this one, I actually think this one did better layout, like map layout wise. And what was my power ups too.
yeah,
This
right.
one,
Yeah,
inject stuff into your eye. Bioshock, you inject into your arm.
yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Psychic powers, baby.
yeah,
I think this game story wise did better when it came to multiple people, because like Bioshock there was just the one guy with the twist, right?
yeah.
Right.
In this one, if it wasn't for like
The endings,
the
the multiple endings.
like the ending,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't really know who was right, because it seemed like everyone just wanted what they thought was best,
yeah,
yeah.
right? Like Bioshock, the main bad guy, he was just a
He's
big
definitely
bad guy.
a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no understanding his side of the situation.
I
Yeah.
feel like that might have been the problem too, though, because they didn't have like a true ending, and they didn't decide to make that big thing the boss, so they didn't have like a bad guy in the end. So they just made it that weird simulation.
Yeah, they're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, what are we gonna
shit,
do?
we
What
end
are we
the
gonna do?
do?
We forgot to make a boss fight.
Yeah, I don't want to say completely that was like an afterthought, because it did. Some of the story makes sense
yeah.
afterwards,
Yeah.
but I don't
And it
know.
explains all the jank because it's just a shit simulation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Explains all the weirdness and like the audio
Yeah, they were running
glitches.
up on it was crunch time.
Yeah. Overclocked CPU is running all the way on high. Yeah, I think with BioShock, like I was expecting it to, or this game to hit some of the story points of BioShock. Like we kind of talked about some of the aesthetic ways they're related and gameplay ways they're related, but they both open right with like a disembodied voice. While this one opens with the whole sequence where you're like, you know, waking up in your apartment. But like once
you break out.
yeah, and just like, you know, BioShock, you fucking fall out of a plane or whatever first. But when you like get into the world as proper, it's a disembodied voice that just tells you like what to do next. And, you know, I thought it was going to lean on the same twist as BioShock or at least somehow reference it, but it doesn't at all. It doesn't sound like January really is. Well, I guess in the end, he's nobody.
It's all
He's like,
simulation.
he's a simulation.
Yeah, I think he like the
But he
brother
doesn't do
probably
a heel
died,
turn. Yeah.
and he's just like a AI of his brother or something. That's what I think.
Yeah.
They don't really explain it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my expectations around this game were colored by my experience with BioShock, and I found story-wise it managed to hit none of the same points.
Yeah.
Like BioShock, BioShock is very much about like authoritarianism and like direction, like you know, just doing what you're told. You're a cog in the machine, kind of. And then this game, I don't even know what I would say like the overarching
This
theme
game-
of this game
Yeah.
is.
What's the
I would-
theme, Casper? What's
I
the
would
theme?
say it's either I'm not too sure, but I think it's more like what is human.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it
And
mean to
how-
be, especially that ending, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it
true.
pretty much is what does it mean to be human, and how far can you take humanity and still say you're human?
Right. It's a
Okay.
very cyberpunk type question.
Yeah,
like how
sci-fi,
much, how many
cyberpunk, yeah.
mods can I put on myself before I'm a robot? You know?
Yeah.
Bioshock's twist when I first played it, I was like, what?
Well, it's
You
the
know?
greatest. It is literally the greatest twist in video games, and I will die on that hill. Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
for sure.
that is the best twist a video game has ever done.
It's
So
just
it's a
insanely good.
hard you know, heavy lies the crown. You know, it's a hard thing to try
Yeah.
to match.
Yeah, I
Um,
think too. This game might have been better if it wasn't for Bioshock existing, because
yeah.
like BioShock, or before BioShock, you always listen to the voices, the
Mhm.
commanders or whatever, because you trust them. Like that's
right,
just,
yeah.
that's how you
it's
play the game.
video. It's a video game. You do what the thing tells you to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and BioShock used that in a great way with the twist. But this
So now
game,
every time it happens from now on, it's like,
Now I'm like waiting
Yeah.
for it to happen. Yeah.
yeah, which I guess it
BioShock
doesn't.
broke me. Right, yeah, they twisted it. I thought it was gonna do it, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then we didn't bring it up, but obviously the similarity
Oh.
between the concept of Rapture and the concept of Talos I, just like an insane place to do anything. Why
Yeah.
would you be there? And why does it look like it's from, they both have their explanations, but they're both like an anachronistic, like fusion of, high tech and like, it was the 30s. Was it the 50s? Wait, what year is the 20s?
what?
For
For sure.
BioShock.
20.
This is the
I feel
60s.
like, yeah, Bioshock's very roaring
Prey
20s.
is
Yeah.
60s though. Prey with all the wood paneled
Mhm.
shit. Prey is 60s.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. With Prey, there's another thing. There was more than just January and December too. I just remembered. I kind of forgot what it was with, but there was another one. There was October,
Of course.
and I don't even remember. But it makes me think that there was like an entire year of operators that the guy
Yeah, there's
made.
a whole calendar of
Yeah.
NPCs.
Weird.
Yeah. Quite the game. Anyone have any other thoughts about how this game relates to BioShock?
I mean, I
That's
guess
some dead air. Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, I guess we kind of just summarized it, right? It's just like pretty much every aspect except the story beats itself.
Has kind of a relationship to BioShock.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to separate that, like as you're playing,
Mhm.
just because
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
Like,
not subtle.
Yeah.
BioShock-
Very-
If I remember right, BioShock's ending after the twist isn't like a big thing. It's just like a normal boss fight.
Yeah. Yep.
And this game was like that too. But like BioShock had the big twist. They had a peak, right? They had the climax.
yeah,
Right, and then falling action, baby. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
fucking
have the
storytelling
falling
101.
yeah.
This game didn't have that. It just didn't feel
Never
like
had
there
the
was ever a
peak.
climax.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with that filmmaking like that doesn't do it for me either. Like movies people would like describe as like vignettes.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
I don't enjoy. I didn't like mid 90s. Everyone liked mid 90s. I did not like mid 90s.
Not a midnight. fan.
You're a mid 90s fan?
I'm not. I really wanted
yeah.
to, but I'm not.
Yeah, I thought it was boring. Anyway, I think that'll do it for Prey. Almost said BioShock. Well, but both. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll
Oh,
be right
wait.
back. Oh, the stamps! I'm so sorry, my honored listeners. God, I am the worst host. Cody, stamp it for us, my friend. What's going on in the box?
Yeah, I guess, and maybe someone else would say this, but I'm gonna steal it first, right? Clunk, dude. Clunk.
Clunk.
If this game had just polished it a little bit. I mean, maybe the story wouldn't be wouldn't be as good, but just polish out some of the gameplay stuff, man. I can't. It's if it's not even good on a keyboard and mouse, bro. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Casper.
Okay. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Oh, nice, because you recycle
Yeah, I like that part. I think that was the part that jumped out at me in the beginning because
all the banana peels.
I kept on collecting stuff, but it looked like junk. I'm like, this gotta be useful. There's so much junk. It's gotta be
yeah.
for something.
He actually just Morgan's just a hoarder, so when you go into the office, it's just like piles of junk, and you build a nest and you level up your nest for bacteria bonuses. Anyway, Aiden, what's going on the stamp, my friend?
My stamp is maybe I'm glad I stopped playing it when I did after all those years ago.
What are the
think
what's
maybe
the
I-
where are the new lines in that? Is that all like one wide stamp or there? Yeah, like how do we fit
I think
that?
it's a really wide, like a one line
Yeah,
stamp.
yeah. I can dig it. Is there a
I've-
dot at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll put a dot.
Yeah, yeah,
dot,
an
dot.
ellipsis.
I feel bad. I feel like I kind of undersold it. It's a good game. It's just got problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's got
I
problems.
might finish it at some point here. I rarely finish the games we play for this show because we're
Yeah.
all always obviously playing our own
The new
games on
one.
top of these. Yeah, something new.
Yeah.
All right, my stamp, something we didn't talk about, but we probably should have mentioned. JFK lives. in this world, for some reason, that's where they decided to diverge the two timelines. Is that JFK survived his assassination?
Yeah, I think it was the
I just
Russians
like that
found.
fact.
I think the Russians found the aliens.
Yeah, I think I found some footage in the game of that
Yeah,
happening.
the footage
like
of the first Typhon, the first contact. Pretty scary.
That is pretty scary. Imagine if you just saw like a big walking black booger.
I'd
just
freak the
hug
fuck your
out.
face and just
Yeah.
Space spider.
Yeah,
scary.
not for me. So that's gonna do it for Prey. Stick around, folks, and we'll be right back.
sorry.
And we're what? Cody, goddamn it!
I had like the worst.
I
burp
just
ever.
told you to be quiet.
I know. I
We're
couldn't hold
rolling.
it.
This is it. We're rolling. We're back. Cody, what did you say?
I said burp.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Casper, it's your
this is my
time.
section, my hour of judgment. Hopefully it's not gonna be an hour long, but we're gonna be talking about what we think the best video game movie is. We're gonna try and figure
We're
out
gonna
the
figure
top.
it out.
Yeah, we gotta do
Yeah.
it. We gotta figure it out ourselves and make it
The
official.
official any percent cast best video game movie is to be determined. Cody, what's a good video game movie you like a lot?
You know, I don't think there is like a good video game movie. But there are some that are okay. So first one that comes to mind, dude, it's a classic. So my parents, dude, they really love Angelina Jolie, right? They also love Brad Pitt. They loved Brangelina, as it's known as, right? So I like the first Tomb Raider movie. We used to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
That was before I probably knew what Tomb Raider was, and it was just like
Oh.
an okay movie.
For some reason, I thought he was gonna
Um,
say before I knew what boobies were, because I feel like
Dude, a lot of
that's
boobies.
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely like just putting Angelina Jolie in skimpy clothes.
I guess like
it's
so.
like-
So are we coming at this with an angle of like the best movie that's about a video game, or like the best like adaptation? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, I wasn't thinking of like
yeah,
movies like that contain video games, if that's what you mean. As
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like Wreck-It Ralph doesn't count.
right, yeah.
Right.
So I'm just thinking like, so the Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie, it could have been called anything else. It really is just like she lives in a mansion and she does raid tombs, and her name is Laura Croft. But like, it could have been any other movie. There's nothing about it that screams Tomb Raider. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, now that you say that, what is Tomb Raider? I just that's what it is. It's just a lady in a mansion.
Who
Dude,
raids
who raids
tombs?
tombs?
Well, she
so-
raised tombs.
I mean, it's super weird because it's like, okay, you have on this list, right? So Casper, you got you said Resident Evil, right?
Hmm.
Is the Resident Evil movie any good?
Not really. It's not really. I think there's the Umbrella Factory or whatever, or a corporation.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I feel like all these movies, they just like reference things like from the game, so that way if you know about it, you kind of like, oh, cool.
I
But-
mean, if that's the case, DOA, another one that I picked, Dead or Alive, they just beat each other and they either live or they die.
That's what I'm saying.
Casper sticking with the theme, beating on people.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. They literally die.
So like Aiden. So
okay.
Aiden, I point to you, buddy. Like, what would you say is like the best video game movie?
I feel
So I mean, I really liked Sonic. You guys wanted me to talk about Mortal Kombat
I
because
still
that's
do.
kind of the
yeah, we can put it
the
in
new
the
up
we
and
can put it
coming.
in the hashtags at the bottom of the description
Mhm.
if you talk about it. So
So
I think it was Mortal Kombat to start was a pretty good turn your brain off action movie.
yeah,
And there were some little bits and pieces that were like, oh, okay, that's from the video game. Like I think there was an r/movie details post about how
like accurate it is.
well no, in a training sequence
Okay.
there was one guy who was just doing the leg sweep.
Okay,
And the guy would get up and he would leg sweep.
Oh, I
him
heard
again,
about
that
and
in a
then he would get up
podcast,
and then he
yeah.
would leg sweep him again.
that's pretty cool.
And that's kind of like a throwback to how people would play the game.
Yeah,
that's a very good Easter egg.
I think
They also like when they're done
Yeah.
murdering somebody,
they say fatality like in the movie.
they do. They
Yeah.
say like fatality because there's actually
What do they like
there's some,
looking
like,
directly into the camera like
It's
fatality?
So the
Fatality.
premise of the movie is that there's like a bunch of different dimensions,
Yeah.
and they have a tournament where
Mortal Kombat. This sounds like regular
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat so
yeah.
far. Yep.
each
Dimension.
has like some mythically chosen champions
Yeah.
who will fight the other champions, and whoever wins, like if you win 10 in a row, you take over the other dimension fighting.
That is Mortal Kombat's story. Like of
Was
the
Rambo
games,
in it?
for the most part. Yeah, right.
No.
Was Spawn in it? Was the Joker in it?
Terminator.
And like as it's happening, as they're kind of fighting, I guess it's like part of the rules where you have to call out like what happened.
Oh, so that's
At
how
one
they
point, somebody's
explain
like,
fate.
flawless victory.
Oh my god. Reminds me of like when you're a kid and you're like, you know, like playing in the playground, you're like, fireball! I used to move fireball on you.
Did
Why are
they
you
do
an
it
old
well,
Italian
or did it feel
guy?
cheesy?
It was alright. I mean, it wasn't really like, you know, The Office turned to the camera.
Like Jim
Yeah.
look, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it was
that
kind of like
self-aware.
So
Yeah.
so
Okay.
there's like a balance, right? It's like it sounds like Mortal Kombat. It's a true adaptation of Mortal Kombat, right? Which to Mortal
Mhm.
Kombat fans, that's probably super cool. But it's not. It doesn't sound like it's like a really good movie. That seems to be the consensus, right? It's just
no,
a
I
fun
don't
movie.
watch really good movies.
And I-
If I've seen
It
it,
doesn't
why he
have to
hasn't
be
been on
high
the movie
cinema. You know what I
podcast.
mean? It's like if
Uh,
We
we're
only watch good movies.
so Evan, what would be your pick, and then we can talk about what I
Well,
think.
okay, so I haven't seen that many like video game movies. I just had this weird like sensory memory unlock of like being at like my friend's house in like 4th grade, and his mom used to smoke a lot, so it's like a place just smelled like cigarettes, and I'm there, and it's like we're sitting on the floor. It's a carpeted floor. It's off-white. We're sitting in front of a CRT style TV in his bedroom. It's about 15 inches across, and we're watching Final Fantasy Spirits Within on DVD on his PlayStation 2. And I don't remember shit about that movie, but all of a sudden I remembered that I have seen it. I can smell. It's more the
You can smell
feeling
the
of the
cigarette.
carpet and the smell of his mom's cigarettes.
That's
Yeah, there's a
hilarious.
reason you don't remember anything about the movie. It's because it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really boring.
Yeah.
Nothing
I think it was
happened.
like maybe even in 3rd grade. I was pretty little. Yeah. It was a quite. I just remember thinking that it looked cool at the time. I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah, it did
which-
look nice.
Does relate to the only other video game movie I've seen, which is Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive, which is when they decided they wanted to have a story for Final Fantasy 15. They were like, let's put it all in a movie and make people pay to watch the movie before they play the game. How could that possibly go wrong? It has Aaron Paul voicing the main character in the English dub.
Whoa, weird.
So that was just weird. Yeah, it's just super weird. And he doesn't show up. He dies at the end of the movie and does not show up in the game at all. But like the events of the
Yeah.
movie are like relevant to the game. A lot of the story that would probably should have been in the game. Actually, a fair amount of it is cutscenes cut straight from the movie. Like,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that movie's fun. Looks good. It got me excited to play Final Fantasy 15, but it was meh.
That you remind me of another movie I saw, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Oh yeah, Advent Children. Yeah, maybe that was what it was. Not Spirits Within. I know I might have been mixing those up, but anyway.
That one was all right. That one actually took place after Final Fantasy VII, so it was like a continuation instead of just like a whatever happened in Final Fantasy VII. But it wasn't. It was cool. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't really good.
See, wow. Okay, so
So-
it seems like everything we have mentioned so far rests
Yeah.
like pretty squarely in like the D tier of the tier list. Does
But
anyone at least
then-
have a C tier movie?
But then, so I was just about to say that, right?
Sonic is a C tier.
Yeah,
Sonic is a C
It
tier?
seems like okay. This is just I haven't seen Sonic or Detective Pikachu, but it seems like those are like the best. That might be the best.
We're having such an uninformed conversation if we're
I've
just
seen-
assuming they're better than
Well, I'm
anything
pointing to
we've
Aiden.
seen.
Go watch it on
pointing to
Hulu.
Aiden.
Do you have Hulu?
I do.
Yeah,
Sonic is on Hulu.
Yeah,
Alright.
it is.
All right, I'll watch
I
it.
I watched Detective Pikachu and Sonic.
Okay.
I think Detective Pikachu is better than Sonic.
Okay.
I believe
so-
you.
I was gonna say I believe you as well.
Aiden, why do you think Sonic is better? Because you said that before, right?
Yeah, I think Detective Pikachu kind of rested a lot on years live action versions of a shit ton of
yeah,
Pokemon.
right.
And that is cool. Like
Yeah.
I will give it that.
I don't know.
where it's
Mr.
like, oh,
Mime's
shit, like,
weird
that's-
rubber ball shoulders really freaked me out in
Yeah,
the trailer.
But it seemed, that was the main thing. So it was really just eye candy of like, it's almost like playing Pokemon Snap. Like you're looking around for like, oh, I didn't see that one the first time I watched.
Okay.
That sort of thing. Where Sonic's kind of like, you got this character, and sure, it's a video game character in a live action world, but he's like,
It's more of a
it's like it's
movie.
almost like a superhero movie.
Okay.
Sonic's discovering his abilities, and you've got the origin
Shonen
story.
anime.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. He doesn't even like know any of his abilities other than he's fast.
Yeah, because he's kind of learning it, and he did the thing.
What
and not
abilities
to
does
spoil
fucking
too
Sonic
much.
have?
He
What
can
are you
like
talking
shoot
about?
lightning.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he's like, well, in
In the
the
movie,
in the SCU, the Sonic
Cinematic universe, because there is a sequel coming out. So.
and like his spin
Yeah.
ability, like I don't think he does that before he just runs.
Okay.
But then-
right.
uh,
Wait, does he get a pair of like soap shoes? Does he dig them out of like a fucking dumpster from 1999 and do sick grinds on rails?
I think.
he doesn't do any grinds.
That's
he does
bullshit.
get his shoes upgraded at one point in the movie.
Yeah.
Are they soap
And you
shoes?
get to see his feet. So for the absolute degenerates
Oh yeah, Wiki Feet
watching,
viewers
Oh,
will
yeah.
appreciate. It's fascinating.
I don't know. I just think Detective Pikachu was more entertaining throughout the whole movie. I didn't really care about the whole Sonic origin story, so that's probably why I just like Detective Pikachu more because,
It's
Yeah, I got
definitely
nothing.
it's definitely between those two.
I just liked it more. I get it.
Just
Sometimes
so-
it just be like that.
So to end this conversation, right? I think it's definitely probably between those two, right? Would you guys agree?
Yeah,
But they're both are not that best. not the
they're
best.
still both squarely in C tier, right? is what
Yeah,
we're
and there's
saying.
nothing that's
Movies.
higher than C tier. So that's funny.
So, maybe the real question is there a video game movie that's higher than C tier, which I doubt highly.
That's the
We'll
thing.
see. I don't know. There's the
Yeah.
Mario movie coming out from Illumination. The people that did the Lorax and the Grinch, they're doing a Mario
True.
movie.
really,
I did not hear
coming
about
out.
that.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know about that.
Yeah,
Coming
that's
hot.
coming down the pipe. And then I just read this interview today, or I skimmed it, with someone from Nintendo talking about like how they're gonna totally make like tons of animated stuff in the coming years. They're gonna lean into that kind of
Yeah.
that side of their
Oh,
I'll
media.
yeah,
believe it
stuff
when I
like-
see
Yeah.
it. Super Mario Super Show Part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like I
Legend of
guess
Zelda show would be cool or something like that.
that they were talking
That would
about
be
that
cool.
forever ago, and then it
Yeah.
actually, I think it did get officially like canned. But I mean, they made a Castlevania show. That's
And I
owned
heard
by.
that
Oh
one's
no, it's
pretty
owned
good.
by.
Oh, that's
wait,
true.
that's owned
That
by
was
Anno,
good.
I
not
heard it's
Nintendo.
pretty
I just
good.
think of it as being a Nintendo
Oh.
thing.
Can we give that an honorable mention for being like I'd say that's probably
best
That's
video
one of
game
the
adaptation.
That was
better
pretty good.
video game adaptations
Yeah.
of any kind. I would give that. Yeah, I'd say that's a B.
Well,
That's
I
pretty
Oh,
solid.
figured it out.
weird.
Does other Pokemon movies count? Because they're not really like based off the. Well, I mean, like the original Pokemon movie, right? The one with Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
I
still
like
C
that
tier.
I don't count those as adaptations because they
They're like
already
their
had the
own.
show.
Should-
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're based
so
on
it
the
was kind of
show,
a
and the show is
tie-in.
pretty disjointed from the game.
So do you guys want
That-
to officially say that even though we were asking about movies, it's actually the Castlevania TV show? I would
until
that's
season
okay with
3.
me.
Yeah.
Because season 3 was weird, like vampire incest hentai shit that kind of
I don't
ruined the rest of the series.
Oh wait,
for
I
me.
remember now.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that
watched
was like
all
a
of it.
very
It was like-
minor thing in the whole thing, I think.
I
But
don't
that
know,
it was
weird.
off-putting.
It's like
I was like, this is
it
awfully
did get-
Japanese for something that's not Japanese. Like,
yeah, like the horny levels
Yeah.
on that series just kind
Castlevania
of
is Japanese.
well, but it's made by an American studio. But yeah, you're right.
They're tapping into the
Yeah.
Japanese heritage.
It's very.
what about
it was
The
very
Witcher?
horny. Oh, The Witcher
Do we
shows.
count
The Witcher show is
series?
based on
'Cause it's
the
adaptation
books.
of the book.
We got to do
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
one for shows, but yeah.
All
I
right,
think
so
it's Castlevania
basically the
wins.
conclusion is the jury's out, and
The shows are better.
TV is a better adaptation format than movies for video games. This has been Any Percent. I will quickly announce what our next game is. We are playing. I forgot. Fuck.
Frostpunk.
We're playing Frostpunk as my pick for this next game. I have played the first campaign. I'm excited to. I've been meaning to go back to it and play more of it. It is a city sim game set in a harsh, cryogenic world, frozen over ice age ass world.
Yeah.
Pretty excited to check it out again. I'm not sure how much these guys have played of it, but we all own it, so we're gonna be playing that. I want to thank Aiden for being our guest. Really appreciate having you on the show.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah, come back sometime soon. Casper, Cody, thank you guys for co-hosting with me.
Of course.
And this has been Any Percent. Pray.